Well, good afternoon, and I'm very excited to be with Mia and Alicia, who are the co-founders of a St. Louis area parent group called the Village of Moms. They serve the whole St. Louis region, and I'm going to quickly be quiet and start letting them talk. So if uh, Mia, if you can begin, and Mia and Alicia, would you introduce yourselves? And just this first part is just you telling us about your background, and then we'll find out about how you founded all these things. So, Mia, take over.
Hi, thank you, Sam. Again, my name is Mia Doherty. I am one of the co-founders of Village of Moms. I am also a protester and a community leader. I'm very involved and engaged in the community. And one of the biggest things that brought me into this project is that I lived in a very high poverty neighborhood. So I firsthand understood the illiteracy rates, the numbers, the test scores with the children, the high infant mortality rate in those particular areas. And so I took that on as my passion, and I really, really wanted to be a part of what change looked like. And by me being from the community, it was very easy for me to go in and talk with the community about being a part of something that was change.
Okay, and Alicia, if you could take over and tell us about yourself.
Sure. Hey, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alicia Dill, and I am the principal and co-founder of Village of Mom HEL. I also live in 5106. That is a JV L neighborhood area. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. I have been in this neighborhood for about 15 plus years. I have seen everything under the sun. And I am, a community activist. I am a community advocate. I attend all community meetings that allow me to attend to be able to be the voice of my community. I make sure that I bring the stories that I hear on the grassroots level, on the ground, and then I also do some after school programs for various organizations because I wanted to see how the kids are learning so I can be a supplement aid. I'm not trying to redo what St. Louis public schools are doing. I want to add to what St. Louis public schools are doing. And that's why Village of Mom is for running.
Okay, and I want to say I've been involved with your organization for at least 5 years, and so has the Missouri Literacy Association and St. Louis Literacy Association, and so has Julius Anthony and the St. Louis Black Authors. So there, and of course the oh gosh, turn the page. So I hope all that comes up as we go along. So this I've been working with the two of you for quite a while, and just very impressed with your work. Okay, so now's the time, and I don't know who's going to go first. You can fight it out. I need a quick overview of the Village of Moms, explain how it came to be, what its purpose is, talk about some of those partners like St. Louis Black Authors and Turn the Page, and explain how all this helps the cause of literacy in the St. Louis area. That's a big, tall order. It's all yours.
All right, Mayor, you want to take it? You want me to take it? Okay, I take it. All right, so the Village of Mom has started in back in 2018. Me and I and a few other women, we were in this program or project called the Neighborhood Leadership Academy. I'm sorry, Academy with VCR, which is Richmond Children at Rick, and also Washington University, that was led by Dr. Betta Thompson. And so when we completed the 7-week, academy, we were given the opportunity to come up with a community project. And so each of us was divided in groups of 6. And so me and I was in that group along with 4 other ladies. And so we were just thinking about what's needed in the community. We did what is called a window shield survey, which you go out and you just kind of go east, west, north, south, and see what the needs are. And so we came up with an idea of library boxes, where you book boxes where you just put books in a box and it's stationed in each part of the neighborhood, specifically North St. Louis area. And so, but then I was like, nah, we got to go bigger because when we did more research, we realized that people couldn't read. Well, some people couldn't read. We was like, well, it doesn't make sense to have book boxes if that folks can't read the books that are in the boxes. So we
Mm-hmm.
said, let's do something more sustainable, which is something that we can do every year, every month, every day, or every week. And so we came up with the Reading Village. And what allow us to do is come up with various of small programs with the umbrella of the Reading Village and allow us to engage with the families, engage with the children, engage with the educators, engage with the politicians, engage with everybody that makes that village. Because it does take the village to raise children. It does take the village to educate children. So we do not want to exclude not one member of the village. Everybody that's in the village is essential. And then
Mm-hmm.
so we were given 2 months to execute that project.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Betta Thompson stated that that project is too large for a 2 month program. And I told Dr. Betta Thompson, watch, watch me. And so we started in April. By June, we had our very first Reading Village event. And St. Louis Black Authors and Children Literacy was one of our first vendors, as well as Ready Readers. We had St. Louis Fashion Nursery, to name a few. We had quite a bit of people that were on board with being part of these reading vendors. I want to give this shout out to Lisa Greening, who was very instrumental in making sure that we had a very successful event, because even though we had the grant from Business Children at Risk, it cost more than what we need. And Lisa just pretty much connect us to all of the I call the literacy heroes, like the Missouri Literacy Association and Ready to Learn. It's a lot of organizations I can name, but I don't have the time. I
Mm-hmm.
got
Okay,
5 minutes.
can I interrupt you just a minute and put in
And,
I want to put in a big plug for Lisa,
Yeah.
because I grew up in North St. Louis, and my school was Walbridge, and those of you that are familiar with that area know that it's now a high poverty area. And we were talking with Lisa about, we'd like to get some of the small things that are sold by Channel 9 that let it on the internet and let kids do.
Yeah.
Also have games, literacy games on them. Lisa found the funding. Okay, and I named Walbridge School, and then the next thing I know, Lisa had one of those in the hands of every single preschooler and every single kindergartner at Walbridge, my old alma mater.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of person she is. You say
Yeah.
something,
That's Lisa.
and the next thing you know, she knows how to get that funding and knows how those kind of things happen. So giant shout out to Lisa, and I'm sorry
That is Lisa.
but I just had to say something. Okay, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I
that
didn't
is
mean to steal your thunder, but go ahead.
that is Lisa, and I'll just add, piggyback off Alicia. One of the biggest things that drove the Village of Moms idea, as she said, was the fact that we lived in those high poverty critical areas. We lived in those zip codes, and we were unaware of the test scores. We were unaware of the literacy rate in the areas that we lived in. So for us to have to do research and dig to get that information, we knew that this was something that community had no idea, because it wasn't so much of attendance. The kids were attending school. Their attendance was in the 80 to 90 percentile. So it wasn't that they were not attending school. And so once we saw those test scores, we knew that we had to be hands on. And a lot of these projects and programs and organizations, they're not in the community. They're not literally like in the nest of where those critical areas are. And me and Alicia had we said to ourselves, we had a meeting and said, everything that we're going to do as far as the Village of Moms, our events, our projects is going to be right in the middle of the community.
Okay, I'd love for you to highlight now a couple. Well, I know you talked a little bit about the first event and all the partners that came, and the book giveaways that went on, and by the time
the music, Sam. We can't
Oh.
forget the music that you brought. I mean, it was beautiful. The kids, when you brought the music, the guitar, and all the kids were singing along. I mean, it was amazing. So I got it. We got to give a shout out to you.
Well, now my readers are finding out something about me that they didn't know. But yes, Sam put a guitar in Sam's hand and all kinds of things happen. And I did write a song over 20 years ago called It Takes a Village, and you guys seem to like that one. So I had to dust it off. But now tell us, I think what the readers or the listeners now are most interested in are a couple, what do you think some of your most important projects are? What are some of your vision projects for the future? Like what's going on and how's Village of Moms making things happen? And I know you are. So, this is all you do. Tell us about some of the good things that you're up to.
I do apologize for my smoke protection. She let me know my battery is dying, but I get to her later. But anyhow, there's a lot of projects that we are wanting to do, but of course we don't have the funding to do because Village of Mom is not a 501c3 organization or agency or a project. All of the work that we do, all of the series that we put together is by donation. And so we cannot do this project or any series without donation. But we would like to do something called the Healing Through Literacy. Basically what that is that it allows us to address some of the mental health issues and some of the mental health, struggles that many of our students are going through. And the reason why I would say students, because any kids that are 3 to 18 are considered students. And so we want to make sure that we focus on that. We know that, a lot of kids are not being giving the maximum of hours of literacy. I did some research and found out that the average number of literacy related activity kids have is about an hour and a half. And they go to school 6.5, 7 hours a day, and they only get an hour and a half worth of literacy related activities or curriculum. And so I want to make sure that when we do Healing Through Literacy, that we add on to the kids' social and emotional well-being. And that is our whole purpose and goal, is to make sure that the kids are learning and also thriving emotionally and socially. And they can't not do that without having some. Okay, when you're dealing with Black and brown kids, you have to think about what they're going through. We can't throw some books at them and say read, sound out the word A, sound out the word L. We can't do that without tackling the mental health related incidents or trauma that they're dealing with. Many of them are dealing with poverty. Many of them dealing with homelessness. They're dealing with, drug infestation and gun violence and things of that sort, unstable housing. So we try to link them up with resources, not them, but the families up with resources so the kids can learn. We came up with a good slogan. What's that slogan, Mia, that we came up with this year, which says visually rooted through literacy? Because we want the kids, and Mia will explain that a little bit more. We want the kids to be visible as we are rooted them through literacy, because we want them to understand that they too matter. And whatever we do is for them, because they are our future generation.
Right. Well, this is all music to my ears. I want to let the people, blog readers, know I've done some blogs around some of the other local organizations that are doing things. Alicia's organization, and help me out, what's her book giveaway thing? Okay, and of course, St. Louis Black authors. So I will put links
Yes.
to those two things so that readers get the idea there's a lot going on. And then Lisa Greene
Yes.
is going to be interviewed by me later on. And she has an umbrella organization that is just doing a whole ton of things here in the St. Louis region. And Lisa's at the forefront of that. So
Yes.
there's a lot going on in St. Louis. And
Yeah.
you guys are right there in it, and I'm very pleased to give you a format. So I'm going to give
And
you a chance to make it your sales pitch now. What can people do to help?
so I just want to touch on something that you asked, Sam, that as far as our previous work that we've done under the Village of Mom. So not only have we taken the lead and the the steering wheel into the Village of Mom annually. Me and Alicia we've also taken the Village of Mom into the community by way of Lunch and Read, where we had partnered with the St. Louis City Police Department and Urban Strategies, where we were able to go into one of those critical neighborhoods in the park, and we were able to provide lunch as well as personal items for those homes. And that was an amazing event, just because, as I said, with me and Alicia having a lived experience, being from those areas, we're able to relate to the families, we're able to relate to the community. And when we are in the midst of these events, we're able to, capture and talk to these families, because we've come to that, also that realization that the physiological needs are not being met in these communities, where you're talking about the housing, you're talking about safety and security. So literacy is seriously like not even a thought in their mind about their child reading. So bringing it to the forefront and actually being able to talk to these parents one on one, being able to bring a literacy specialist, Dr. Cotton Bell was a part of one of our events where she was able to do reading tests on the spot, where the parents were able to get their child's reading levels, and they were able to understand their child's struggle, where their struggles were when it comes to literacy. And she was also able to point out and show them this is how you can move past these struggle points. So that was an event that we're very proud of. We were also able to partner with the St. Louis City, the downtown library, in an anti-bullying event, because we also wanted these children to understand and know that, number one, it's not okay to be bullied, and it's not okay to bully. And if you come across these particular situations, and we broke it down of the different areas of what bullying looks like, and we were able to talk to kids about how to cope and deal with a bully, if they ever were to come across one. And those are just a couple of events that we're also proud to be a part of, on top of our annual reading
Okay,
village.
and I want to elaborate on that annual reading village to make sure that my readers get a good sense of how big that is and what a
Yes.
wonderful event it is. And your fifth annual is coming up. So
Yes.
about how many vendors were there? What kind of things were given away? And what's your vision for the next year's one, which is the fifth annual? And I know you're going to, you always do a knockout job or knockout, a great job. But my guess is that this fifth annual is going to be something else again. So how many vendors, what kind of things did the parents come away with and all that? So just give them an idea of the scope of this annual project of yours. And it's obviously not the only project, but
Right.
more.
Right. But thank you for asking that, Sam. So I want to say that I want people to understand the reason why we have the annual event, because because we want to make sure that as we do our small events, which be like 2 hour series, the hour series here, that we are doing little things around the community, with schools, with clinics, with hospitals, with different agencies. But when we come up with an annual, this is where everybody comes together as one. Because if anybody know non-profit, you know that you have certain zip codes that you have to serve. You have certain targeted audience that you have to serve. But with the reading village, there is no target audience. There is no certain zip code we serve. Even though we might be in 106 and 7, we serve anybody that come to the reading village. We serve any families. Sometimes we even offer organizations who may not necessarily be in our zip code, but serve families in our zip code and any other zip code. I want to say totally from 2018 to 2021, we have had over 80 vendors,
Mhm.
80 vendors, and these vendors consist of healthcare agencies, educational agencies, social service agencies, and most importantly, our literacy heroes.
Mhm.
And
Attorney
I
Page
know
and MLA and Reddit Reader
Missouri
and
Literacy
Carson,
Association,
all of
so
these
everybody knows.
organizations, and
Yep.
that are offering these. I'm sorry, say that again.
Well, I just said Missouri,
Okay. And
Missouri
all of these
Literacy
I want to make
Association.
sure that
I can't help but put a plug in for us.
Oh
Okay.
yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
well,
Missouri Literacy, yes,
but yeah.
Association.
And so we have about 80
Yes.
we have about 80 agencies, and these agencies are providing resources to our families in 6106, 6107. A lot of our families do not have transportation. Many of our families cannot even go out to Rupster Grove and Rockwood and all. They have to get those resources.
Okay. Well, I just wanted, I know when the kids and the parents come
And
forward
that's
with,
why the reading village is families can get those resources and those like diapers, baby items, clothes, food, personal hygiene items, household items. And then we also have SLU students and UNCLE students who come in and also teach kids some basic fun activities to enhance their reading. So it's just not a resource fair where we pass out paper and say, have a good day. We actually try to get community members and leaders together to I guess promote awareness of why literacy is important.
yeah.
What I would say is that for the 2022 event, which will be our 5th annual, we are thinking about doing something really big. We want to do something so big that we may have to get, police departments and fire departments involved because it's going to be really huge. And, we are looking at the date of September 24th, 2022 from 11 a.m.
Yes.
to 3 p.m. Now, the location is to be determined or announced, but it will more likely be on a St. Louis public school campus or in a St. Louis City park. So it all depends on the number of vendors, number of activities,
Yep.
number of families that we can serve.
Yes.
Hey, what I wanted to really make crystal clear to my readers is when the kids and parents leave these events, they leave with lots of different things, including books, including all kinds of items that help. And this is a community event. It's just such a wonder to be part of that each year. So I think we're getting close to the wrap up time here. So I'm going to give each of you a minute here to say your last thoughts. And I'm going to remind readers that I'm hoping that when this blog appears, there'll be a link for a GoFundMe page so that if you want to make a donation toward this, you certainly may. But last thoughts here, ladies, and whoever wants to go first.
So I'll go. I would. So when I'm looking into the future of the Village of Moms, what I see is a gap that's closed. I see a gap that's closer, that's beginning to, when you look at the United States as a whole, as the numbers when it comes to the educational statistics of where our children are. I just want those numbers to include our Black and brown children, because they do matter. And that is my passion. This is my life's work, to make sure that these kids, as long as I'm able to breathe the breath in my body, that they understand that their lives matter, that their education will and reading will get them to whatever their dreams may take them.
Amazing. Alicia, any other
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah. I want to give out. I'm please forgive me. I want to give a special shout out to Generate Health First, St. Louis, because they have always been very instrumental in making sure that financially that we are able to get donations from organizations that are seeking 501c3 organizations. So I just want to give a special thanks to Florence St. Louis and Generate Health for being our fiscal sponsor in Asia. But I also want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors and partners that have partnered with us over the years and have been very supportive and allied to the Village of Mom and HCL. And without those sponsors and those supporters, Village of Mom cannot continue. So I just want to make sure that we acknowledge those supporters. What I would like to see for the Village of Mom in the future is that we not only a city-wide effort, it is nationwide effort. We hope that there are other cities and other states that adopt the Village of Mom module to make sure that other moms in other cities and states are doing the same thing that we are doing to make sure that there are a village, awareness. And because what happens is that a lot of organizations are operated in silos, a lot of communities are operated in silos, and they're not operating as one. So when I'm a big fan of reach one, teach one, and then reach one, teach one, and all love, all of love is one. And so just to make sure that everybody understand that it does take a village to raise and educate children. And so without that village, the kids will not thrive. They will not flourish. And so I just want to make sure that it does continue, even long after me and Mia pass over, that our kids or our allies' kids help push that legacy forward because we believe in it.
Okay. Well, it really does take the whole village, and boy, am I glad you two are part of our village. In a big kind of way, I'm glad of that. And I will make sure that in the blog, we'll have contact information for people that might want to get a hold of you to find out about this, and information on how to donate things. So I really want to thank you both for your time today. This has
thank
just
you.
been amazing and enlightening and inspiring. I mean, inspiring. Did I say inspiring? Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You guys are always just so amazing. So I guess it's time to say goodbye. Traditionally, I do a Zoom wave.
So soon, we're having fun.
What?
I said so soon, we're just having fun.
Yeah, I know, but you know how it is. We have to keep this to a length of somebody that somebody's going to actually listen to. Boy, do they have a lot of listening to do. So let's do that Zoom wave goodbye. And folks, there's lots more to hear from St. Louis. And I really tell you, it takes a village. Goodbye, everybody.
Yes, it takes a village. Thank you, Dr.